Alright, greetings again out there, WWE Universe. Ben Porter here with a review in the just of SummerSlam 2023. Now, we opened up the gate with Logan Paul taking on Ricochet in like the most athletic, flippy-floppy match I think I've ever seen at SummerSlam. I don't know about ever, but really spectacular, modern, flippy, great stuff here. Logan Paul was an athletic dream, like I said before, all over the ring there. Ricochet doing his best to showcase his veteran and athleticism and the fact that he's always there, and Logan Paul's just an outsider. Very good play here with the character development. I really like the fact that Logan Paul was just all over the place, and it looked like he was hot in that arena. Everyone looked very sweaty, but they were still making it look good, and no slips and no really mistakes I didn't notice. So very good stuff here. We got Ricochet doing the best to combat the offense, flying off the rope. There were so many flying Spanish flies and moonsaults in this match. Like, I don't even know how many there was. There were so many flips. The back body drop looked like Ricochet might not even make it down to earth. Like he was going to just go into orbit and stay there forever. Really good stuff, but then it ends up being the interference from Logan Paul's teammate or whatever you want to call it, giving him the brass knucks. And then he hits the big right hand on Ricochet for the 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul gets the victory to the chagrin of the entire arena in Detroit. But Logan Paul, you gotta hand it to him, man. He really did great in that match. Nothing taken away from Ricochet. Ricochet did wonderful as well. I think he really put Logan Paul over like a mother. And on to the next match, which is Brock Lesnar taking on Cody Rhodes in the third match, which is the rubber match in their series. And my goodness, if you've ever seen the Brock Lesnar-John Cena match at Night of Champions, like way back, it was almost the exact same dominance. Like, Brock Lesnar was just destroying. I thought for sure Brock Lesnar was going to go with his hand raised at the end of the night, but Cody Rhodes was just dang, like, he had so much heart and passion. His mom was in the audience. There was no stopping him. He just kept moving forward no matter what Brock threw at him. And Brock threw absolutely everything at this man. The suplexes were very hard to watch. It just, my neck kind of hurts just thinking about it. And Brock Lesnar's pants even got ripped at one point in the match. He had like half his pants left because the match was just so crazy. And Cody Rhodes spent like 3/4 of the match on the outside of the ring just recovering from Brock Lesnar just destroying him with suplexes, taking him to Suplex City, and then the F5 on the outside, the F5 on the announce table. Like, Brock Lesnar was just so freaking dominant. I thought there was no way Cody could come back, but Cody came back with like 3 Cody cutters, the 1 Cody cutter off the top rope, and then 3 tremendous crossroads to just put the nail in the coffin for the 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes ends up getting the victory, and they end up shaking hands after the match. I didn't see that coming. Very spectacular, like, special wrestling entertainment here. I loved it. And on to the next match, match number 3, which is the SummerSlam Battle Royal. And this had just a bunch of superstars. It was just loaded with megastars and superstars. A lot of really good old school NXT storylines were kind of revived here. I really like that. We had Ciampa, you know, casing his all, hitting the Widow's Bell on Nakamura. We haven't seen like these NXT matchups in a long time almost. So it's really cool to see them come back to the forefront of the WWE programming here. We have Bronson Reed being a complete monster in this match. We also have LA Knight just dominating, and just the crowd is behind him 100,000%. Like, you couldn't be behind a superstar more than that. Like, the whole crowd loves it. Yeah, they love it. And we have Chad Gable actually getting a big popping. The whole crowd was saying thank you and putting their hands up. Oh, thank you. Great stuff, man. Showcasing his athleticism. We have The Miz and Grayson Waller team up for a second to have like a really egoic supergroup. And it's just not enough though. Sheamus is just dominating too. He's just such a workhorse powerhouse in this match. And we have AJ Styles and Karrion Kross's rivalry. Lots of elements here. Very good match for a battle royal. It's really was very like intriguing, and it had a lot going on for a battle royal. It wasn't just full of water, it was full of substance. So I really enjoyed that. It ends actually with Sheamus and LA Knight running back their match almost from SmackDown, and LA Knight ends up hitting a big clothesline over the top of Sheamus and getting the victory after a big giant superplex, and the whole crowd is on their feet. LA Knight has arrived, yeah baby, and on to the next match, match number 4, which is, we have Ronda Rousey taking on Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match. Now the ref stressed this before the match, that this is not a sanctioned match, this is an MMA rules match, and anything goes. Knockout or submission is the only way to win, and that's exactly what happened, because my goodness, there was many times where I thought these women were knocked out. That kick from Shayna Baszler that knocked Ronda to the outside, and then the big giant knee to the face, oh, it looked nasty. And then her arm, Shayna Baszler's arm got just really destroyed at one point. They had to check on her, but Rousey wasn't having any of it. She kept going, doing the best she could to thwart everything from Shayna Baszler. But Shayna Baszler is just in beast mode right now, and I really, really think the fact that she has to get out of Ronda Rousey's shadow is what gave her the depth and despondency to get it from inside of her to just pull and dig in deep and just get the victory with that Karabuta clutch. It's a really, really tight Karabuta clutch. It almost looked like Ronda Rousey wasn't really there, and it was really, really locked in deep. And your winner, Shayna Baszler, as she says, who's bad now? On to the next match, which is big men slapping meat, hate to say it, matchup. Like, so many slaps and chops and just bop, 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 everywhere. Oh man, it was just red chests everywhere. And Gunther did all he could, but Drew McIntyre was just absolutely like, he almost won. He hit the Claymore and I thought it was it, but no, Gunther kicks out and Drew was just giving all the chops back to Gunther that he could possibly give back, and he was giving them back in spades, but it wasn't enough. Gunther knocks Drew off the ropes and he gets hung up on the ropes, on his lower side, and the big splash, but that's not it. And Gunther, he's like, I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to take this risk. I'm hitting another powerbomb. So a second powerbomb after a second high cross off the top rope, a high cross body splash. And Gunther is the powerbomb for the 1, 2, 3 over Drew McIntyre, retaining the Intercontinental Championship. And he is very, very close. I think 1 month away from breaking Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental Championship record. Will it happen? I think it definitely will, especially with the power over and the dominance over Drew McIntyre in this match. And on to the next match, which is Seth Rollins taking on Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this match, I think, tore the house down. It might have been the match of the night to me so far. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this one. We have Seth and Finn just having their really great rivalry from back in the day, from 7 years ago. From 7 years ago, when Finn Balor lost the Universal Championship inaugural match against Seth Rollins, and he even wore the same vest to the ring just to rub it in his face and threw it in his face literally. It just wasn't enough. Rollins was just the man, of course, as he always is. And there was like a good point before the match started where it was like a good minute of him just soaking in the crowd, just almost meditating with his eyes closed in front of the crowd and just soaking up that whoa. Just really, really good stuff here. You gotta love it. It just adds such a dimension to his character to have the crowd singing that song. I love it. And we have just really good back and forth here. We have Finn Balor really was getting over in this match. It really seemed like Finn Balor really, really was going to take home the gold in this match. He was very, very close multiple times. And then we have Judgment Day getting involved, of course, which we all knew was going to happen eventually, but they took a little long to come out. But they come out, and then we have Rhea Ripley and Dom gets a stomp to oblivion, and then we also get Damian Priest, of course, with the Money in the Bank cash-in, trying to cash in, kind of, it seemed like, but he almost seemed like he wanted to only cash in if Finn won, and he almost was trying to be very strategic about it, and very almost shady about it behind Finn's back, and then him and Finn were having some sort of miscommunication, and it caused Finn to get stomped into the briefcase, and then before that, there was actually 2 very close near falls from a coup de grace, which I thought Finn Balor for sure had the victory, but no. And there was a stomp before, which every match of Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship reign ended with a stomp 1, 2, 3 from the first stomp, but not this one. The first one did not end it. It took the second stomp on the briefcase to get the victory, the 1, 2, 3 for Rollins, and he gets out with the World Heavyweight Championship on the skin of his teeth. And it was very, very close here. Judgment Day almost cost him the championship, but there was miscommunication between Damian and Finn, I think, that caused Seth Rollins to be one of the luckiest men alive and retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Great, wonderful, spectacular match. On to the next match, which is Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match for the Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship. And this match, I think, is the only women's match of the night other than Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for some weird reason.